Hello, I'm Andy Moore. Let's make a to-do list. Do you guys feel like this whole pandemic has made your brain a little crazy? Why is this shaking? That you're losing it? That you have a hard time keeping track of what you have to do on any given day? I think the problem is that I have all of these things in my mind that I need to do, whether or not they don't have a deadline associated with them. They're just floating around out there, take up space in my brain, and I need to consolidate. I need to make a plan, prioritize, and then move ahead. So today we're going to compile a master to-do list. It's going to start here in my office. This is Margot. She's into it. Some of the things are like work related, or politics and campaigns, and then some of it is stuff around the house, right? Like this, we're in my office right now, and I have been meaning to do a office tour since I remodeled all this back at the beginning of the pandemic, and I haven't done it because of this. I'm waiting on some shelves that I have in the garage that I need to paint to go here so I can move these plants to the shelves, and then I can put out my seed tray so I can plant some seeds to go in my gardens, which I'm also building. You guys may have seen this office view before because I do a lot of videos here, and I've got my little overhead, camera, and this is where I can do some product demonstrations and unboxing videos. But I haven't done all that yet because of the plants, for whatever reason. I did one work from home video here early in the pandemic, but a lot has changed since then. I've refined my system, and I have not caught up on doing the other videos that I said I would do in that video. So my current method of making a to-do list is a combination of paper and computer. On paper, I do little field notes books. I've got a bunch of them. I keep them in chronological order, and I date them for the dates when they occurred. And each page I separate in there by different topics. So I separate by which business it's for, or which campaign. And in some cases, I will start with the date in the corner, and I will list things on one side. Sometimes, though, in the books, I get distracted and I draw pictures of, workbenches I want to build, replace my shed because it got damaged in the ice storm last fall. So I was drawing out a shed to plan my materials list. Also, this is a picture of pants and why Bonobo's pants are superior to other pants because of the curved waistband. You should definitely check out Bonobo's if you aren't aware of them already. They are great pants. I know a lot of people were mad when they sold out to Walmart, but listen, Andy Dunn got it. Like, he did the thing. He made pants out of his apartment, and they grew the business, and they sold out, and he got paid for his hard work. And who doesn't want that? From one Andy to another, Andy Dunn, I see you, man. I appreciate your pants. You've changed my life and millions of others. Good for you. Hang on. My wife is asking for a picture of the baby. So some of my lists are on my phone, of course, in my reminders apps. I've got a list there. This is mostly a shopping list. Things I need to buy for other projects that are on some other list or just in my head. I also have a to-do list on my computer. It's in a spreadsheet because that's an efficient way to do it. This is a shared to-do list with one of my colleagues. This one actually has due dates. They have all passed, except for Pool Census demographic data by zip code. That deadline hasn't passed because the census hasn't released the data yet. So the one list that I don't have is a list of things around the house that I need to do. I've got it in my head, but I need to get it down on paper. So today, we're gonna make a honey-do list. I will quickly add that this is not a honey-do list. My wife has not asked me to do any of these things. I know that's a thing. I know honey-do lists are a thing. This is not one of them. I'm just calling it that because you and I both know what that is. This is really just an Andy-do list. Item number 1 is don't let Margot chew on your to-do lists. Alright, so we're going to start in my office because this is where I spend most of my day. Also, check out these cool screens I got going on here. More about those soon in a video about the office. So first things first, go over here. This is my soundboard, my mixer that I use for our podcast. I need to build a little stand for it that will clip onto the edge of the desk. So we'll get that done. I also need to buy paint so I can paint the shelves. Or go over here. The shelves will go around the corner in this little cubby, and in on those shelves I can put these plants, put those on the shelves. Then I've got another surface, a work surface, which is something that you always really need. Over in this corner, I'm trying to hide the mess in my bedroom here, but behind this chair, there's some picture frames. Also, a bag of all of my medals. All right, Margot, what else do we need to do? So even now, as we're walking through the house, there was something on my list that I was gonna do in my closet, and I can't remember what it is. Do you remember what it was? She doesn't. All right, let's go to the garage. So quick aside while we're on the stairs here, all of this stuff is supposed to be, this is donations. They're supposed to go to Goodwill or Salvation Army or friends that have kids. We got, baby clothes and stuff, a bunch of things. We're just piling up. That I gotta take at some point. All right, so immediately outside the back door, I've got these 2 planter boxes I built last year, or year before last, that I need to turn the dirt, get some good soil in there, and plant some flowers. We're gonna have some flowers. That window there goes into the kitchen, and so we really want it to look nice when we're looking out here at our otherwise, grungy backyard. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I gotta do out here, and so we're just gonna go through them out in the backyard, front yard, and in the garage. So on this side of the house, I need to add some more decomposed granite around these blocks. I also need to add in some extra border 4x4s or 4x6s to kind of give it a little bit of structure. So you can see here in the backyard, I've started laying a walkway that I need to finish. The problem is that I need about 50 more pavers. Also, just in general terms, I need to rake the backyard because we had all these limbs from the ice storm, and there's a bunch of stuff I gotta do out here to clean up this mess. I guess technically I mentioned it earlier before we came outside, but the issue is the shed, and the real issue with the shed is this up here. It's not a good shed anyway. It's not nice. It's not fancy. Also, it's real short. The door is lower than my shoulder. You can't really get in and out and store anything in there. It's more of a headache than it's worth. Need to reseed this berm of dirt that goes around the fire pit here. God, this is why we can't have nice things, because we have pets. They just tear up shit. Walter's clearly knocked off some boards up here. He jumps at the fence. My plan is to plant something here. Yeah, Margot agrees. Like to plant some kind of crepe myrtles or something that can grow up and behind the fence and prevent him from jumping. This is these sticks, it looks like sticks sticking up. This is actually a fig tree, and these things are incredible growth every year. I don't know if you guys have, this is a common fig, and it will just grow. So I need to trim that back before the growing season really starts. Now we're gonna go into the garage. All right, if you guys have watched any of my other videos, this is where the magic happens. Walter, hey. Get out of the grass seed, man. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we have animals that cause so much trouble? These are the shelves that I'm putting up in the office. So this is the shelves that are just gonna go in the corner. So I need to paint them. The problem is that the paint that I had got frozen during the big freeze earlier this year, and so it had to be thrown out. Also, I've got this big shipping trunk that I need to do something with. In here are some of my spoons that I've carved. And some of them need to be baked, some of them need to be sealed or oiled. Alright, so the other thing that I need to do is on my little workbench here. So this is a mobile cart that I built, and it's got my chop saw and my table saw underneath it. What I actually need to do is rebuild this, take it apart, rebuild it so that it has a space for an outfeed table. So the table saw will be built up and it'll serve as an outfeed table. Ooh, got some packages on the porch. How exciting. Alright, the other thing that we've got going on over here is a garden plot. And what we're doing here is trying to... I've angled the beds, the raised beds I built a couple of years ago, and turned the soil. And now I'm going to move my garden tower in the backyard. I'll move it out here and put it over here. Another thing I need to do out in the front is this little patio thing I built last summer when the pandemic first started, and it had a giant tree behind it. The tree got damaged in the storm, so they threw it out. So what we have now is just a patio with no wall behind it. I'm going to take out some of these pavers right behind the bench and plant 3 to 5 kind of tall arborvitae hedge, and hopefully make a little line of those across here. Also over here is a blackberry vine or bush. I think we might get some fruit this year. What do you think? Might get some berries. Out in the front yard, this is dirt that I put out because of the big grabber claws from the city's trash picker-upper when they picked up all the limbs back in the fall, or from the storm back in the fall. Dug out part of the front yard. So I had to put some dirt down and some grass seed. I need to put out some more grass seed, and I need to water it. So much wood, so little time. Alright, so that's all the stuff outside. Not included that I forgot to record as we walked around is replanting and fixing all my inside plants, shooting B-roll of my light bar and the lights that I've installed on it for my car and posting that video. So what's your to-do list method? Do you keep it on paper? Do you do it on the computer? If you've got a whiz kid answer, something that will really make my life easier, I would love to hear it. Put it in the comments. We're all in this together, man. We're just trying to get by as best we can. All right, until the next video, have a great week. Be safe. Decisions are made by those who show up. Like, I forgot to start the dishwasher when we were down there. Did you remember that?